Hi everybody, today we're going to continue our talk of numbering systems by converting from decimal to other bases. To convert from base 10 to another base, we're going to use the successive division method. This means we're going to divide by the new base until we get a quotient of 0. The last remainder we will call the most significant digit. The first remainder is the least significant digit. We'll write our new number as all of the remainders from the most significant to the least significant. Let me show you what that means. We're going to start in base 2, where our only remainders will be 0 or 1. We will have a remainder of 0 if the number we're dividing is even, and we'll have a remainder of 1 if the number we're dividing is odd. That'll make our first example nice and easy. We're going to convert 25 base 10 to base 2. To start, we'll divide 25 by 2. We know that's equal to 12, and because 25 is odd, we'll have a remainder of 1. We're going to take that quotient of 12 and again divide by 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6, and this time, because 12 is even, we'll have a remainder of 0. We'll take our quotient of 6, divide by 2, which gives us 3. 6 was even, our remainder is 0. Take our quotient of 3, divide it by 2, which gives us 1. And again, because 3 is odd, I get a remainder of 1. We'll take this quotient of 1, divide it by 2, which gives us 0. Our remainder, because 1 is odd, is 1. This is where we stop. Once we get a quotient of 0, we don't have to go any further. This last remainder of 1 is our most significant digit. The first remainder of 1 is our least significant digit. We're going to write our answer starting at the most significant and going up to the least significant. That looks like 11001, and we write a 2 to let the reader know that our number is now in binary. Let's do that again with a bigger number. This time we'll convert 247 base 10 to base 2. I'll start by dividing 247 by 2. It gives me 123, and we know we have a remainder of 1. We'll take that quotient of 123, divide by 2, which gives us 61. We have a remainder of 1. We'll divide 61 by 2. That gives us 30. Again, we have a remainder of 1. But when I divide 30 by 2, I get 15, and because 30 was even, my remainder is 0. We'll pick back up with the 15, divide by 2, that gives us 7, with a remainder of 1. 7 divided by 2 is 3, again a remainder of 1. 3 divided by 2 is 1, with a remainder of 1. Then 1 divided by 2 is 0, with a remainder of 1. Because we got a quotient of 0, we know it's time to stop. Our last remainder is our most significant digit. Our first remainder is the least significant digit, and again, we're going to write our numbers backwards. We have 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1. We write the 2 as a subscript to say this is a binary number. Let's move on to octal, which is base 8. In base 8, we have more remainders. We have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We're still going to divide and get a remainder, but it gets a little trickier as the numbers get bigger. This time we'll convert 25 base 10 to base 8. We start with 25 divided by 8, which is 3. We know 8 times 3 is 24, so we only have a remainder of 1. Then we take the quotient of 3, we divide by 8, which is 0. We have a remainder of 3. Our quotient is 0, which tells us to stop. We only have 2 pieces to our number. We have our most significant digit of 3 and our least significant digit of 1. We still write these backwards as the number 31 with a subscript of 8 to show that this is octal. Let's do 247 base 10 to base 8. We'll start with 247 divided by 8, which is 30 with a remainder of 7. If this feels tricky, remember you can use a calculator. If you divide 247 by 8, you get 30.875. Don't worry about the 0.875. Here's what we'll do. We'll do 247 minus 30 times 8, which gives us a remainder of 7. Next, we'll take the quotient of 30 and again divide by 8. You could do 30 divided by 8 again in your calculator, which gives you 3.75. Then you can put in 30 minus 3 times 8, which gives you a remainder of 6. We take the 3 divided by 8, which gives us a quotient of 0 with a remainder of 3. Again, we stop when we get to a quotient of 0. Our most significant digit is 3. Our least significant digit is 7. And we're going to write it backwards. we have 367 with a subscript of 8 to show its octal. Because hexadecimal is base 16, our remainder can be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, or 15. This time we'll convert 25 base 10 to base 16. We divide 25 by 16, we get 1 with a remainder of 9. We'll take that quotient of 1, divide by 16, which gives us 0 with a remainder of 1. We stop when we get to 0. Our most significant digit is our 1. Our least significant is 9. So 25 base 10 is the same thing as 19 base 16. Let's finish our discussion by converting 247 base 10 to base 16. We start with 247 divided by 16, which is 15 with a remainder of 7. Let's put that in the calculator. 247 divided by 16 is 15.4375. We're going to go back to the idea of 247 minus 16 times 15, which gives us our remainder of 7. Next, we'll take our quotient of 15, divide by 16, which gives us 0. Our remainder now is 15, and we know we're stopping because we're at 0. When we write this number, it's important to look back at how we express our digits. The number 15 corresponds to the number F when we look at hexadecimal. Our most significant digit will be written as F, not as 15. Our least significant digit is 7. We write our answer as F7 with the subscript of 16 to show we're in hexadecimal.